1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're rolling live from the wasteland. This is Freedom Phil. Like, subscribe. And what's the topic right now? Apparently, there's a certain religion that just really doesn't like dogs. And I've got a message for these people. Yeah. Freedom Phil, like, subscribe. And hey, if you're watching this, turn up the video speed, man. Watch this when I upload it, turn up to 1.75. That's why the channel's called Turn Up the Video Speed. It's literally instructions. So, hey, like, subscribe. Let's get into this. You know, I see these clips occasionally, these people freaking out about a dog because their particular religion believes it's haram. You know what? Here's a wild thought. How about mind your own fucking business? We're minding our own business over here. No, maybe you should just be like, hey, I'm not into dogs, and that would be enough. But when you have this like whole, like, I actually had this happen, by the way. Yeah, my little corgi there, I was at a truck stop. It was really hot in the general area, so I was like, I just walked him inside because I didn't want to leave him in the truck. And I'm in there getting some coffee and some other stuff, and this African dude and his I don't know, must have been gay lover brother or something like that. I don't know, you know, one of those muzzy relationships. He was like, "Go, it is haram." I'm like, "What are you going off about, man? These dogs, they are unclean." I'm like, I kind of sniffed in the air. I'm like, trucker, brother, when's the last time you hit the showers? Little much on the curry? You know? And he's all like getting all mad. I'm like, oh yeah, you're one of those guys, aren't you? And people were like, well, what do you mean by one of those guys? And what I mean by that is that you'll have these people that take their religion so seriously that they move to another country and they expect everyone else to kiss their ass and obey by what their sensitivities are. And by the way, that has to be some of the lamest lefty shit I've ever seen. And they're like, what do you mean lamest lefty shit? You notice how everybody else could be just living their life like a normal person? And then some religious person, I remember this back with the Christians, by the way. One time I was hanging out at this friend's house and I'm like, shit, oh my God, that's ridiculous. And the mother's like, don't you take my Lord's name in vain. And as I've said before about this story, I looked at her and I said, you do this, this, and this. Don't take your religion's name in vain. Don't take your God's name in vain. Like, what the hell are you talking about, hypocrite? Take thine plank from thine eye. You know? And of course, me and that friend weren't allowed to talk for a while because, you know, I just might bother to point out the hypocrisy. But nobody likes a person getting in your face in public. And look, I got to be honest, as an owner of a corgi, there are some people that are really pushy about wanting to pet my dog, or they're like, oh, he's got, look at his cute butt and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. I'm busy shopping and my dog likes seeing people. So I let a few people pet him. But some of these people are fucking weird about it. And it's like the same type of weirdness that you get from the ultra, oh, there's a dog in here. It's like, seriously, can't you all just mind your own fucking business? You know? I mean, if someone wants to pet my dog and they ask, maybe I'll let them, maybe I won't. Some days I'm just like, no. But like, you think about the haram people. And they get real mad and in your face about something. And it's like, you know what? Here's a wild thought. If you want that culture, why did you move to America? Why did you move to Europe? Why did you move anywhere that normally has dogs? Why don't you live in the country to actually represent what you believe? Oh, wait, your country's a shithole. Let's just be honest. Your country's a shithole, and you're a loser in your country. That's why a lot of these people move from their other countries here. You see, in America, we pat them on the head and tell them they're so special. Oh, you're so diverse. You're so special. That's the liberals, by the way. You're so special. Yeah, be offended at everything. That's the plan. Be offended at everything. I swear to God, dude. Like, these people that come from these other countries, they were literally the rejects and failures from their countries. Because if they were highly successful in their own Islamic country, they would have stayed there. Well, in our country, there's a war-torn revolution. Oh, wow. Seems like a lot of the countries that seem to be Islamic happen to regularly be on fire or lighting someone else's situation on fire. And like I think Asmongold was right about this, you know? Like, hey, maybe a lot of people would start taking mass seriously if the Pope would, you know, call for another crusade against what's going on in African Christians. Huh? Is that going to happen? You know? You know, it's like, I got to hear about this nonsense of Islamophobia, like the whole Somalian thing and the Islam thing. It's like they're okay, so they're brown and they happen to be Muslim and they're from African countries. So they got three things, and plus then they can claim racism as an excuse for all the fuck shit they do. I gotta be real. I don't see the improvement to my country with these motherfuckers around. But if I'm walking down the street and some weirdo, and by the way, they don't get in my face generally. They'll get in some, thin little petite woman's face, But if they see a fucking ogre like me around, I gotta, you know what? I'll give them credit. If you see an ogre like me and you get in my face about my dog, I know at least you have some cojones, you have some balls. And maybe you actually take your religion seriously. But when you're getting in some woman's face about a dog, oh no, you need to be shipped back right now. Get the fuck. I mean, look, I could understand if that dog was shitting on your property. That's different. But someone walking down a public dog and you're just like wigging out. And I see some of these people and the way they come off to me is like, you're just a leftist using Islam as a cover for your fuck shit. And it's just a matter of control. That's all it is. It's a matter of control. So, and that's actually one of the lines in the sand where I'm like, no, I like dogs. Dogs are awesome. Dogs are like, when they say man's best friend, yeah. You lose everything, your dog will still be with you. But like, this whole thing of like people coming to my country and having an issue with that shit. You got a whole ass country. You might even pretty much have a whole region of the world that believes in what you believe. Go there. You'll fit right in. Oh, wait, because you'll fit right in, you won't be shit. And that's it right there. How many losers come from these second, third world shitholes, come to my country, and then they try to use this whole, Western guilt trip, white, inherited guilt, like what do they call it? Original sin type of thinking, as a means to gain power and control. And I'll tell you, Muzzy, something straight up. You want to pick a fight you'll lose, start going after people's pets. Start having an issue with people's pets. Because if there's one thing I've realized that America cares more about than people, you want proof of that? Look at the way they tried to trans your kids. And a lot of people, they'll nod their head. Oh, God, yeah, that's nice. Look at the way they treat men. No one gives a shit about men. Even women, they started trying to get trans women. No, any woman who identifies as a woman is a woman. Look what happened when Hassan Piker's dog got shocked. Look, his own fan base turned on him. You want to pick a battle you can't win, Muzzies. Take that one. And I'll tell you what, you'll know they're winning the country when they start taking that fight up as a normal thing. When they start doing that, and by the way, just for people that don't understand, the reason they have an issue with the dog doesn't even have anything to do with what was in the Quran. It had to do with a rabies outbreak that happened in an Islamic country ages ago. And so they ended up being like, well, dogs are bad because of a rabies outbreak. I mean, I totally get why they thought that way at the time. But it's kind of like why people didn't eat shellfish or pork for a long time. The things we didn't know back then that we know now fucking evolved. Yeah, Freedom Phil, like, subscribe. Peace.